Thank you very much. As Tracy said, I will be presenting results from a feasibility study on MS WorkSmart that we conducted last year. So to talk about the problem a little bit, MS, as you all know, can really affect a person's ability to work, and it comes at a great cost at a societal level, but also at a personal level. For instance, in Australia, 1/3 of the overall cost of MS comes from sickness, reduced work productivity, lost wages due to employment status change, occupational change, and premature retirement. There are very helpful work-related education services and disability employment that are offered. Unfortunately, it's often accessed a little too late. And currently, there are no personalized online program that focuses on empowerment, self-care, and management to help people with MS stay in the workforce. So our solution is the MS WorkSmart intervention. And it is designed to increase the confidence of people in managing both MS at work and employment difficulties. It is co-designed with people with MS, specialists in MS Research, but also a team of IT developers, filmmakers, professional writers, website designers, occupational therapists, and psychologists. And it comes as a package delivered with online coach support via Zoom, and also a user-friendly symptom tracker called My Symptoms, which I will be presenting after. So I'm going to talk about the main component of the intervention, which is the MS WorkSmart website. And it comes with 9 modules, and those modules focus on how MS symptoms impact your work, learning how to best communicate your MS in the workplace, especially with a strong emphasis on whether to tell, who to tell, how much to tell, and how to tell. It's also about understanding the power of thought and how negative talks can really impact your work and your day-to-day life, especially when it comes to the management of MS. We also learn in those modules how to reduce stress, which I need right now, and how the impact of MS can have. It's about also understanding the types of adjustment and accommodation that you can ask in the workplace. And finally, it's about putting a plan into action, especially for uncertain futures. So why do we think MS WorkSmart will help? Well, first of all, the style is a beautiful magazine style that is very enticing to the readers, so we're told. It has engaging videos with a very charismatic presenter, but it also has the testimonials and experience of 4 people with MS. You also have 4 experts, a rehabilitation physician, an MS consultant and OT, an MS psychologist, and an employment researcher. The way learning is done through the website is through the videos I've talked about, but also through text, images, quotes, and tips that are meant to help you in your day-to-day life, but also at work. Some quizzes, not to test you, but to help you gain self-insight. Some very useful resources that you can use in the workplace, but also at home. Some tasks that are meant to help you gain deeper understanding of your personal situation and relate them to the modules that you study, and a journal so you can jot down anything you find significant. It's a great way to learn from peers and experts, and we hope that it assists our participants with implementing whatever they learn into practice. I've also mentioned the package comes with My Symptoms app, which is a companion app that you can use on any device. And you can log your symptoms, but also any lifestyle and environmental factors, any medication changes. And what's really powerful about this app is that you can view it in a very user-friendly way. Now, let's talk about the feasibility study. So a feasibility study is kind of a very small clinical trial. And we wanted to test whether it was possible to offer the package to working Australians living with MS. And we wanted to answer 3 important questions. How many people remain until the end of the study, so that we knew that it wasn't too time-consuming or taxing on the people with MS. We also wanted to see how well participants followed the different aspects of the package so that we could improve upon them. And we also wanted to figure out the main work-related outcome so that we could conduct a bigger clinical trial, and then at the end of it, really say with confidence, listen, this package will help a lot of Australians living with MS to improve their work productivity, but also feel more empowered to stay in the workforce. So the study is as followed. We recruited 44 participants from the Australian MS longitudinal study. We asked them to fill out a baseline survey, and then we assigned 22 people in the usual care arm, meaning that they just kept on going with their day-to-day life and their treatment. And at the end, we contact them back after months and we're like, hey, we need you to fill this survey, please. The other group, we delivered them with the MS WorkSmart package, which included doing one module per week with a break after module 5. And we asked them to attend a coach call a week after module 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. We gave them 30 days to apply whatever they had learned into practice, and then asked for them to fill out a post-program survey so that we could see whether or not the MS WorkSmart package brought any changes. We also asked them for some feedback to make sure that our program was working and that people were happy with it. So, as I mentioned earlier, we wanted to answer some important questions, the main one being how many people remained until the end of the study. Well, we had 73% of people who remained after doing the MS WorkSmart arm, which we think it's a great number. That means it's not too taxing for them, but there is still room for improvement to make it a little bit easier for people to complete those modules. We lost a few people in the usual care arm. It's because we didn't really contact them until the end, so it's always normal to lose a few people there. We also wanted to see how well did the participants follow the different aspects of the program to see if we could improve certain things. 100% of people completed all the modules. A few people did not want to complete some quizzes, mainly the repeat quizzes, because they were like, why would I do it again? A few tasks weren't completed, and we think that it might be because some tasks could be a bit confronting, and if you're not really in the mood to do them, then you don't do them. And finally, a few participants weren't able to attend a couple of their coach calls, but that's mainly due to there was a university strike and someone had to go to the UK. What we did not expect to find is because we had such a small population being a feasibility study, we didn't think we would see significant results. However, when we looked at this scale called the work instability scale, which assesses the level of work instability, we saw that the participants who received the package actually had a decrease in their work instability score as opposed to the usual care arm. We also looked at a new scale we developed, which is the MS Work Behavior Self-Efficacy, which is a mouthful for someone who speaks French. We saw that people who received the package actually had an increase in their self-efficacy. And by self-efficacy, we mean it assesses how someone is confident in managing their MS in work. And it was looking at topics that they could find back in those modules. We also kind of look at fatigue, and those are very early results. And we saw that somehow people who received the MS WorkSmart package managed to reduce their fatigue a little bit. So they implemented some techniques they had learned from MS WorkSmart into their day-to-day life and at work, which resulted in a reduction in their fatigue, but we'll be analyzing that a little bit more later. And finally, something really cool is we have some quotes, and there's so many quotes that I'm not able to tell them all, but I'll leave them at the screen at the end for questions, and you're welcome to come and talk to me at the trades table. But one of the quotes I really like is, previously, I didn't ask for help, and now I request things more. I feel it may be because of the modules. So yeah, those were great results. And I want to thank all our beautiful consumers who have helped us with optimizing this program so that it can help some people. And our project contributors, with a special mention to our MS WorkSmart participant who took 9 weeks out of their lives to complete those modules. And of course, the project founders and the event contributors.